BodyBags, where horror lies.
Hey, I'm Sam, I'm your Thursday guy for BodyBags, and this week I am doing Uncle Peckerhead, and just to get it out of the way right now, I'm gonna give this movie a 5. That's a first, isn't it? Because a lot of it's very silly. I mean, I get it. It's kind of like an 80s, 90s cheesy movie, but like, for like, I don't know, man. I don't know, this movie was very strange. And I guess I'll just get to you what the plot, synopsis, whatever is. You have 3 bandmates in this band, and they're about to go on tour. The main one, I think her name was Judy, and that's the only one I remember, is the lead singer, kind of like, very excited, she's very excited, very, not shy. I don't know how you describe her, honestly. Yeah, she's just kind of like your main protagonist, I guess. Then you have the guy of the band, who's very shy, and is probably a little queer, too. So, there's that. And then you have another girl, who's the drummer, who's very, like, the world's gonna end kind of character. Doesn't really say that, but always has a nihilistic kind of like, okay, guy approach. You know, you're not gonna want to seek advice from her, because she's just gonna be like, well, you probably should just die yourself or something. You should unalive yourself, kind of thing. Anyway, they're about to go on tour, and their van gets stolen. And they, look around for a van that they could use, and they stumble across this one van with this older guy, and the older guy's like, oh yeah, sure, but I'm gonna be the driver, okay, because, this is my house, because he lives in the van. And so they're like, oh yeah, sure. But unbeknownst to them, the old guy is a monster who turns into this monster midnight, 12 o'clock. I don't know if it's Eastern time or whatever, but like 12 o'clock. He turns into this beast, and he eats people. Kind of like a werewolf, but, he doesn't really turn into a werewolf, It's just a monster. His, like, face gets all screwed up or whatnot. And he gets, like, sharp claws and, whatever. And so the first night is when they find out that he's this monster, and they decide to keep on going with him, because why not? I mean, he's the only one with the van, right? There's no other way we're gonna do this tour. And the more they go with them, the more bodies you add to the kill list. So, fun movie, I guess. I mean, there's some funny moments in it, but overall, it was just okay kind of a movie with some really nice effects. I will give it that. The blood and the effects in the movie were very nice. Like, oh yeah, the gore was kind of like on top, and I think it was all practical. That makes it a lot better too. I don't think there was much language in it. There was some. There is one scene in it, but nothing's really shown, so you just see them going at it. But you don't see anything explicit, and then you see the monster outside, like, smiling. Ha ha ha, you're doing it. Which was like, okay. I think, like, the only thing that I thought was kind of fun, not the only thing, but one of the only things I thought was kind of funny is that there's a scene in the movie where they stop at this guy's house during the tour, and he's like super hot and whatever, so they're all kind of like raving about him. The protagonist, our main one, the guy in the band, everyone's like, oh my god, this guy. And, like, the guy in the band, I don't know. He starts rambling about something, and the old guy notices that he got excited and points it out. And then the guy in the band looks down and then looks back at him like this and smiles. Like, so he's like, I forget exactly how he put it, but I thought it was kind of funny how, like, you know, he said something kind of weird, and he was like, he just smiled after it, like, okay. But I mean, like, overall, I mean, like, some funny moments and some just over the top moments, and a lot of just small stupid stuff, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, back to the very beginning. If I had to rate this movie right now, I'd probably give it a 5. Just because, I mean, it's worth the watch at least once. So, you know, if you've never seen it before, go watch it out. If you never want to watch this movie, I get it. But yeah. I'm Sam. I'm your Thursday guy for BodyBags. I did Uncle Peckerhead, and I gave this movie a 5 out of 10. Quite mid. So I guess I'll see y'all next week, hopefully. Bye.